What's up there, Chasers? We're here with Jonathon Smith, the Director of Rides and Engineering. Is that
correct.
right? Oh, I got it right.
You got it right.
Finally. We are here at the opening of InvadR. First thing I got to ask you, I got to ask about the cheesy videos from last year. How much fun was that, kind of telling people what's going on but not at the time?
It was a lot of fun. We actually had some hidden props, at the table, and we kind of went back and forth on how we should do this. Like, what drawings should we have on there? What should we show? Like, we had some dummy drawings on there. They're just like site plan projects for something else on the table, thinking people might look at that and try to zoom in and see what's going on. So Larry, Susie, and I, and the marketing team, we had a lot of fun putting that together. So I remember the Le Mans car. We were trying to think, hey, maybe people think we're rebuilding Le Mans, a new car.
Oh, that came out. That people were
we're
flipping.
We're trying to keep people guessing. What are we actually doing here?
I thought the one I thought I really liked was you were down there measuring log flume.
Yeah.
Like you guys don't know how wide it is by now.
That's right. People were thinking we're going to tear down the log flume. We just spent a lot of money and capital and time and effort, rebuilding that, rehabilitating it. So. It was funny to kind of read what people were thinking about it. It was fun.
So we have InvadR, which is a gorgeous coaster for one.
Thank you.
And an amazing ride. Way more intense than you're expecting, folks. Trust me, it's really, really good. Back seat's the best.
I agree.
So now on the engineering side stuff, I know we had a issue. Was it last week? I guess there was some issue with the track. Do you know anything about that, or?
Yeah, I mean, GCI is a really good ride manufacturer on wood coaster design and installation. So that's actually a pretty normal procedure when you actually build a wood coaster. We had a lot of discussions about this during the design phase and initial implementation phase. So we kind of expected that could happen, and that's pretty normal. I mean, you talk to any other park that's built a wood coaster before, we're trying to fine tune everything, make it perfect. So we allowed them the time to do that. So that's a normal thing. So
outstanding. Okay.
Wood coasters are a little bit different than steel coasters. It's not like you have a fixed steel rail at a bending radius that's fabricated at a facility, 1,000 miles away.
Yep.
So it's a little bit more finesse, a little bit more of an art. So we gave them the time to do it, and we expected that. So.
And GCI is probably the best at it right now.
They're excellent. Yeah, they're excellent at it. They have an amazing track installation crew. They got guys that are specific just for bent construction. They have track guys. They have steel guys. So different specialties they have in actually building the ride.
So this was all GCI's crew that was actually building it?
That's correct.
Oh, wow.
That's correct.
Okay, so
Now, just on the ride. So there was a local contractor that helped with the site work and all the utilities. When you build a ride, it's not just a coaster.
Yep.
You got to build a building. You got to run water, sanitary, power, to the location. So you got lighting, you got sound, you got all these other things you have to worry about and make sure it gets implemented properly.
All right, so who wins?
Who wins?
At the end.
I don't know. It depends if you like I like the Vikings myself. That's kind of me. I wouldn't say I'm a villager type personality. I'm more of a Viking, so a little more daring. So I'm kind of glad they invaded, right?
Yeah, both trains are gorgeous. These were the trains brought over from Gwazi. And you guys, it basically just the frames? Is that what it was, or?
Yeah, well, so we received the Gwazi trains, and what we did keep on the trains, there's a 2 chassis system on the train, so it's an upper and lower chassis system. So we rebuilt those. So those are the existing chassis that you have on the ride. Now the seat buckets, the sides, the lap bars, the floorboards, those are all brand new. New road wheel axles, guide wheel axles, lap bar weldments, all those parts and pieces were completely rebuilt and redone. So it rides like a brand new coaster train, but it's a neat refurbishment project. It's like recycling the ride a little bit. And those trains were gently used a few seasons at our sister park in Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay. So it was a great opportunity for us to reinvent those parts and pieces and use it on the ride. So we have other parts that we were able to reuse as well that weren't used before. So like the lift chain was a spare lift chain that's never been used, and it was relatively new. So just sitting in storage, so we were able to use that on the ride. But there are certain other parts and pieces we had to buy, the brand new things.
All right. On the actually, you brought up lift chain. We were discussing that a little bit ago. Actually, on the way up, we noticed it has a lull in the middle there.
Yeah. Actually, the lift motor is on a variable frequency drive, so you can actually change the frequency of the motor going into it and change the speed. A lot of coasters have that capability. It's an interesting challenge because the length of the lift is really not that long. So we have block safety systems that we have to maintain and make sure everything's safe and working properly. So it's the block system that's kind of slowing the lift chain down, and that's all intentional. So that's all part of the design. So and you'll have that sometimes.
Oh yeah,
But it's a very smooth deceleration and very smooth acceleration.
Now, one more thing I want to ask is, we noticed the little brushes on the side coming into the queue line.
Yep.
What are the brushes for?
You'll have that actually in every coaster. Most of the brushes you can't see. They're underneath the trains. When you go into the station, it's really to move the static electricity from the trains. So,
wow, that's interesting. So just keep them from shocking themselves, getting off and getting on.
So any coaster that's operating out there, you really can't see them, but they're there.
That's really cool. I had no
brushes
clue on
underneath.
That one. Yep. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jonathan. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
And we'll see you guys around. You guys be excellent to each other.